Alright, hi, I'm Dylan Midstoke, and my book of choice is Spelling Love with an X, A Mother, a Son, and the Gene That Binds Them. It is written by Claire Dunsford. A couple of the main characters in this book are Claire and Harold, which are the mom and dad of JP, which JP is the son that has the Fragile X syndrome. When JP was born, he was born with no issues, no complications. Coming up on 7 months old, JP, there were signs of disablement, if you will. When he's 7 months old, he had his eyes would wander and go to different corners of his eyes. Went to a normal checkup, and they found that JP was not making eye contact. And his parents, Claire and Harold, would notice in the mornings when he would wake up, he would open his eyes really slowly. They noticed he was really sensitive to light. And those were some of the early stages that JP went through and his family went through. He was enrolled in early intervention. JP went through many different doctors, and all the doctors had many different opinions. They had many different opinions on what was going on with JP, what was going on in JP's world. Some people thought, or some doctors thought, he had the ADHD, the pervasive development disorder, PDD, or he just simply had a learning disability. It took them until about JP's 7th birthday to when he first got tested for Fragile X syndrome. Fragile X syndrome is a genetic disorder that comes from the mother, which is passed on by the X chromosome. It's a common cause of developmental delays. There are different side effects for different sex, male and female. Males will produce enlarged testicles. Females will have enlarged ovaries. And shortly after finding out all of this about their son, and the mother finding out that it was the carrier and she's the one that unwillingly passed it on to JP, she herself took it extremely hard, as any mother would, any parent would, for that matter. So after finding that out, after she's taken really hard on herself now, and she finds out that she has to get all of her other siblings tested for this syndrome. And come to find out, three of her siblings carry the Fragile X syndrome. And then after that, after JP's mom figures out that she's the one who passed it on to JP, she decides to have no more children. She can't do that with herself. She can't do that to herself. A child can't bring that into the world knowingly that she has a syndrome that can be passed on. So she decides not to have any more children. And then after finding all this out, Harold, which is the father of JP, his mother passes away, and then one of Clara's cousin, passes away, and a close friend of hers also gets cancer. And then on top of all that, top of all the struggle she's going through, Harold wants a divorce. It's something he can't handle anymore. But Harold is not completely out of their life. He's there for JP. He continues to support him and her, even though they're not together. So there's a 50% chance of passing on the X chromosome. So yeah, 50% chance. So you can imagine that why she wouldn't want to have any more children. And later on in the book, JP has an IQ test to take when he's around 18, 19 years old. And this IQ test was, as JP gets into adulthood, as we call it, he's taking this test to see if he can continue to get service as an adult. JP continued to get service because his IQ score was sufficiently low. It was many grade levels behind where he was at, where he should be. JP at 21 years old is reading at only a 3rd grade level, and that tells you some of the just problems that come with this syndrome and the struggles that they go through. Each person that has this syndrome, the struggles they go through, and how tough it may be on them and their families. So basically, that's a book. I enjoyed it, and I would recommend it to anyone that's willing to learn more about or anything about the Fragile X syndrome. Thank you.